I told you guys before that I wasn't going to make a video about Nipsey Hussle, and this isn't really about him, but I have to mention this with his name in it. I never knew much about Nipsey Hussle, as I told you people. I never did. I don't really listen to hip hop these days. The hip hop that I listened to was back in my generation, okay? More like the 90s, early 2000s. But I have come to respect this man after learning a lot about him within the past week that he's been gone now. And it truly is a loss to the black community as a whole. Because a man like him is one in a million that gives back to his community, that makes sure his community is getting cleaned up, using the money that he is getting from doing what he is doing to help his people, to help clean up his neighborhood and make it a safer place for the next generation, for the elderly. I can respect the fuck out of this guy. What I don't respect is the fact that he's been dead for a week now, and Kodak Black, this miserable motherfucker, comes out of his mouth and tries to shoot his shot at Lauren London, who you may know, I'm pretty sure most of you know, from the movie ATL, who she starred alongside T.I. Pretty much disrespecting this man, and his grave is not even that cold yet. That is unbelievable, ladies and gentlemen. It really is. Really disrespectful. And it just goes to show how fucked up the younger generation of black men are, because there are a lot of fucked up black men like him. I'm not singling out every single black man, no, but this is what I'm talking about when I talk about the younger generation. They have this mentality, this mindset, like I don't give a fuck kind of attitude. It's just ridiculous. Now you got guys that are my age in their 40s or maybe in their early 50s who were rappers back in the day who are somewhat retired now. They may come out to do like tours and stuff like that. They've come to correct this mealy mouth bastard on what he said about Lauren London and disrespecting Nipsey Hussle in his death. You got Kodak Black coming back and talking about how he don't give a fuck. Yeah, I think he'd give a fuck if they was in his face and they knock him the fuck out. But at the same time, ladies and gentlemen, I want to point something out. I'm gonna keep this 100 with you. We have every right to push back on Kodak Black when he disrespects a man as great as Nipsey Hussle, who did the best he could for his community with the money he was making. He gave back to his neighborhood. He gave back to the people who supported him, his people, okay? And was all about helping his people. We have every right to love that man. We have every right to push back on anybody who disrespects that man and his family. Because to tell you the truth, the loss that people are feeling that are in their 20s, 30s now, maybe in their 40s like me, who like Nipsey Hussle, who love Nipsey Hussle, is probably the loss that I can, is akin to a loss that I had when Tupac died. Because I was a real huge fan of Tupac. From the movie Juice to all the movie he was in, Poetic Justice, to his music, all that. Way back when he was with Digital Underground, okay? I rode with Tupac for a long fucking time. Not personally, but I followed his career and I loved every bit of his music. I went to watch Above the Rim at 15 years old in 1994 because Tupac was going to be in it and I wanted to see it. So I felt the loss when Tupac died. Felt the loss when Biggie died too. So the loss that people are feeling now who are probably in my age range back then now, okay? I can understand it, especially after learning so much about this man. But there's something also that I have analyzed from this particular death, this Nipsey Hussle situation here. The pushback that a lot of these black rappers, these black men were giving Kodak Black is the kind of pushback they need to be giving white supremacy. I've seen so much hatred, so much vitriol, so much anger and rage from these black men who are pushing back on Kodak Black about what he said about Lauren London, as they have every right to. As you, as fans, have a right to. Because he disrespected that man and disrespected his woman. Okay? That's a natural reaction. But also, the reaction that I've seen from the black men that they were giving this other black man is the kind of reaction I would love to see black men have when it comes to racism, discrimination, and white supremacy as a whole. I want them to give it all their anger, give it all their rage, give it all their vitriol. That's the same kind of energy that white supremacists need to have. The same kind of energy we need to give to all these hateful ass bastards out here who think they can hit our women, put their hands on our children and target us as black men and kill us. The same kind of anger we gave Kodak Black for his disrespectful comments was the same kind of anger and rage we need to give to white supremacy, discrimination, and oppression. That's just an observation. Like I said, I don't know much about Nipsey Hussle at all. I should say now, I correct myself, I didn't know much about Nipsey Hussle, and I never will know much about the man as much as the people who were around him and knew him personally every day, 24/7. But after learning about what I know about him now and how great of a person he was, doing the best he could for his people, he ain't got nothing but respect for me. And I feel the pain from you fans. I really do. I feel the loss. So in a way, I guess this is a Nipsey Hussle video. Rest in power, brother. Your legacy is out here, and the work is going to be put out there as well. Your work will continue. We as black people need to understand that we can't look at everybody as a thug. We can't label everybody because of the way they look like a thug or this and that. You gotta understand, they got great people out here. They may not look it, but they're doing the work. They're putting the work in. People like Nipsey Hussle don't come, every single day. They're one in a million. We got hardworking black men out here that put the work in. We got hardworking sisters out here to put the work in. But we, you and me, the people watching at home or around the world, looking at what's going on in the black community and wanting for a change, we got to put the work in too. Talk to you next time.